This is another installment of our series, Remember the Ancestors. And so I'm so glad you're here with me today. I'm grateful to be sharing and standing and walking in the path of our ancestors and telling their stories, remembering them, remembering their spirits as survivors and as those who thrive. As one of our commenters said to me, and the comment from yesterday, I hope you got a chance to watch the video all of the videos in this installment of Remember the Ancestors. She said to me that the story of the ancestors are woven within our DNA. And so I love the beautiful comments and the stories that you share. It really does my heart good when you comment, when you share your stories, when you tell the beauty and the spirit and the connectedness that you have with the ancestors as well, that we all have. And so here we are again. And this time I'm, as I said, in the middle of a cotton field. And I am in awe because here in the South, where cotton was king and our ancestors were sold for profit to work these fields. And today we have the opportunity to make beautiful products, to make beautiful things. I have a t-shirt line that I started that is cotton, and I use cotton as a part of that t-shirt line to share beautiful products with all of you for my MyRepatJourney for Black Love. We have a Black Love line, and we also have an Africa line. And so as I look at this cotton, I'm wearing cotton today. As I look at this cotton, I'm reminded of the struggles of the ancestors. I'm reminded at their incessant and unwavering belief that someday they would get home, that someday, some way, somehow, they would go home to Africa. And many ran, although they chopped off their legs. Many kept going to freedom, although they would be found sometimes and be whipped. Many kept in the middle of the night, headed toward the Mississippi River in search of the North, in search of a way to go home, to get back to Africa. And so today, as we look back at the ancestors, as many of us feel the ancestral call and hear the call of the ancestors to return home to Africa, to return home to the motherland, and to answer the ancestral call, we remember that they wanted nothing more than to go home. They wanted to go home. They wanted to reconnect and reunite with their kinsmen, with their brothers and sisters on the continent. They wanted to go home and to build and to stand up against the colonizers and those who had fought against them. They wanted to be one again with the motherland. And so here today, many of us, you and I, are answering the ancestors' call. We have been going home to Africa since the early 1800s, to Liberia, to Sierra Leone, and to so many other countries like Ghana and so many other places, the Gambia, and all across the continent of Africa, to the motherland. As soon as we could get home, whether boat, by ship, by plane, we went home. And so it seems that we have forgotten this call. We have forgotten that our ancestors wanted to go back home to Africa. They were not interested in staying here in the West, where they had been kidnapped, beaten, raped, abused, and mistreated, where they had been stolen away from their homelands. They were in search of freedom. They were in search of the motherland. They were in search of home. And so today, you have the opportunity on a beautiful right? Plane. Not on a ship, but you on a beautiful plane have the opportunity now to go home. And so as I stand here and I look out at this cotton field and I remember the ancestors and I remember the struggle and I remember the courage that it took to stand, I know and I hear their call to come home. And so I encourage you to hear, to listen to the ancestors' call to return, but when you return with plans, return with goals, return with business plans and ideas to build, return with a beautiful spirit to reconnect with your brothers and sisters on the continent as we build, right? These beautiful companies and beautiful products and services that we will then share with the world. We have this opportunity to take the labor and the sweat and the blood and the tears of the ancestors. We have this opportunity to turn that labor and that sweat and those tears into a beautiful opportunity to share with the world and to create jobs from the sweat of their labor, from the cotton, right? And as our ancestors who were on the continent continue to work in the cocoa fields, continue to work in on the sugar plantations around the globe, as they continue to work throughout the Caribbean and all over the West and throughout the continent of Africa, that now we have an opportunity to connect and to create products, to create industries where we're creating finished products, whether it's clothing or apparel or shoes. We have this opportunity now on the motherland to go home and to create finished products from all of the tomatoes that are made in Ghana, and to create beautiful products like ketchups and finished products, right? We have the opportunity to turn cocoa into chocolates and other beautiful products, and so that we can offer now those products to the world. That coffee, which was once stripped from us and sold by colonizers where they became wealthy and became billionaires, we have the opportunity now to go home and take the coffee and those products where our ancestors once sweated and were beaten and abused, where they were mistreated to work and labor in these fields. We now have the opportunity to use the knowledge and wealth of information from the ancestors to turn these products into useful things that creates jobs and opportunities for ourselves, for our families, and for all of our brothers and sisters on the continent. So now, of course, I'm always surrounded by the ancestors, and the ancestors have brought me such a beautiful gift, and that is my husband, Milton. So now let's turn to Milton and let him share a beautiful testimony of his ancestors.
I myself am a descendant of sharecroppers. My grandfather, D.K. Craft, was born in 1912 in Lewisburg, Mississippi. He was one of 9 children born to the late Hattie and George Craft, who were also sharecroppers. Now, their parents were slaves, but they were not slaves themselves. So as DK and his brothers grew up, they had to work in the cotton field. That's what they did to help support their family. Being a sharecropper meant that you had to work in order to stay in the house that you lived in. You had to farm the land in order to live and be okay. So as DK got older, he married my grandmother, Savannah Craft, and they had 9 children themselves. And that was back in the early 20s and 30s. and 40s, so their kids were born during that time, and they had to make a choice. My father used to tell the story, they had a choice. Either you could work or you could go to school. So just imagine 9 kids and you all sharecroppers, somebody had to work. So that meant that some of the kids did not get the chance to go to school. And my father was one of those who didn't get a chance to go to school. He had to work in order to support the family. So basically what I'm saying is the ancestors did what they had to do in order to survive. Now today, our kids and you yourself have very different opportunities. You don't have to make a choice of working in a cotton field versus getting an education. You can get an education without any question. It's just, do you want that education? So as you begin to get your repatriation journey together, and you think back of the ancestors, just think about all the things that they gave up in order for you to have this wonderful opportunity to go and do something, to create something, to better the lives of yourself and others. Don't misuse this opportunity. Take advantage of this opportunity to make something out of cotton, to make something out of soybeans or whatever you grow or whatever you produce, your media business, whatever it is, take advantage of it. Don't let that opportunity be wasted. So I look back every day and I'm just thankful for my ancestors, my heritage, for my grandparents, my great-grandparents, my parents, and all those who have come before me, who've made a way for me to have the opportunity to go and help myself, my family, and others. And I hope you continue to do the same thing as you prepare for your journey. Be blessed.
Today, we are so proud of you for making the choice to return home. And Milton and I support you on your repatriation journey. Whatever country you choose, we support you. Whenever you choose to go, we support you. We love you, and we are so proud of you. This journey may not be easy, but it is a journey that you can take. If we can do it,
you can do it.
If we can go,
you can go.
If we can plan and research,
you can plan and research.
We can do this together. We are proud of you. Thank you so much for joining us and for supporting us and for being a member of this channel, for joining, being a subscriber, for being a patron over on Patreon. It helps us to make more creative videos just like this on location in places and to come up with ideas that we normally would not be able to come up with. Because of you. You pay for this gas that brings us here. You pay for all of the different accessories and opportunities to be able to film videos just like these. And so we are grateful for you. Every like, every comment, every ad you watch, every time you hit the join button or become a Patreon, that helps us to do the work that we do. And so in this moment, we thank you. And we are grateful for you. Be blessed on your journey. Be blessed in the work that the ancestors are calling you to do. And may all that you put your hands to be immensely blessed. You are amazing. You are beautiful. You are wonderful. You are loved and you are blessed and you are supported by the ancestors in everything that you do. We love you so much. You are blessed. You know why? Honey, baby, because you just are. And we're going to see you in another video real soon. Bye-bye, guys.